Yetta, do you love yourself?
That sounds selfish.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.
We are honored that we've created for you free access to over 653 Life's Inside Track episodes where we share insider tips, making house home, and really how to build wealth wisely through real estate. And the great news is you can get access to them from home, from the office, or on the go, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Dekker Team YouTube channel, if you haven't, so you can get access to them sooner, quicker, faster. We're going to explore that you either get to choose friendship with others or perish because we were made for relationship.
I guess that's why people without a deep relationship tend to live less long.
Less long?
Less long, yeah.
Less long, okay. And there's some truth to that, right? So in Matthew 22:39, God actually said, well, Jesus said, he was asked, what are the two most important or what are the most important commandments?
Yes.
And he said, the first one is love your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And the second one is like it, and that is love your neighbor as yourself.
Right.
That sounds like he's telling us we're meant to have a vertical relationship and a horizontal relationship. And that a relationship with him alone isn't all he's called us to.
Right. So all the other commandments, if you do those two, you won't do the other eight. Like you'll follow them automatically, right? So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was his idea, not mine. So it isn't selfish to love myself.
Yes, because if you don't love yourself very much, then you're not going to love your neighbor very much.
Yeah.
Because it says love your neighbor as thyself.
Right. There was a season in my life where I definitely didn't like myself too much. And I ended up doing a week-long, or thereabouts, prayer counseling retreat with a couple of counselors. And the biggest thing that I got out of that time together, it was very intense. 2 counselors in Yetta. That
For
was
a week?
Yeah. Do you remember?
Oh, I sent you away for it. I remember.
And
I wasn't there,
I know. I wanted
goodness.
you to go too, but
They've
they've since retired, so he's off the hook. I think it's sad that he didn't get to go. And yet the biggest thing I got out of that time, single biggest thing, and they'd actually written a book, Jerry and Denise Basil. They had written a book called Love Your Neighbor as Yourself, The Missing Commandment. Great book. And what it spoke to was that when we don't get the second half of that piece, love your neighbor as yourself, you don't actually love your neighbor as well. So once I came into agreement with God, which took that week, and then I've been continuing to live it out ever since, but it really was a big deal for me. It was one of those probably top 10 defining moments in my life. Coming into agreement with God that I'm not trash, I'm not dirt, I'm not worthless, I'm not all those things that I had decided I must be because I'd made so many mistakes, because I hadn't gotten it right. So even though I came to faith over 30 years ago, I still thought I was less than and not enough.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you had a lower opinion of yourself. You didn't love yourself
Not
very much.
No.
And I loved myself probably a little too much, even though I had flaws and whatever. And so what do you say about us too?
Well, we're both delusional.
We were both.
We were both delusional.
We've equalized. We've equalized it out, right?
Yeah. And yet that's God's directive for us. So he wants us to be in great relationship with each other. And it's hard to do that unless we are in great relationship with him first and then with ourselves as well.
So we have that vertical relationship with God and a horizontal relationship with each other and our neighbor. Because in our first segment, we talked about really a spousal or a deep family connection. And now we're talking about neighbor. So what is the definition of neighbor? Is that just the person on either side of us and across the street?
I don't think so. I think it's any human on the planet, actually, that we have interaction with, whether online or in person. So
that's
it could
big, broad.
definition
that's
of
billions
neighbor?
of people.
I get it. Well, I don't know them all,
Oh, okay.
right? So
Just
I
ones
think
you interact with.
well, I think so.
So would that be people at work and
Could be.
school or social clubs or sports clubs?
I would call them all my neighbor.
Right. Okay.
What would you say?
I think it's true. I think whether they're across the street or across the city or in a different city, if I interact with them, they're my neighbor, and I need to care for them. And probably even if I don't interact with them, I'm
as I
called
was saying
to
that, I
care for them.
wondered. Yeah, just be good to other humans. Because we're on this journey together, and our experiences, as much as they're very different, are more alike than they are different.
So if you're human, you're my neighbor. That's what you're saying.
I think so. Now, if you're thinking, I want to get connected with some more great neighbors locally, then you might want to join us at the Building Wealth Wisely workshop, September 25th. And all you have to do is go to our website, dekkerteam.com. And the great news is it's only $47 for a family. And family means anybody from about 15, 16 years old and older can attend as a family group. But you do want to register because there is limited space. And it's the first time we've done a workshop like this in many, many years. And it's live in the room. It's not online at all.
So connect with
virtual.
Your neighbor is what you're saying.
That's
what I'm interesting because we consider our clients our neighbor as well. So we love our clients, right?
Oh, yeah. What do you mean, right? That's like a given in my mind, right? And our client is our neighbor. And we end up developing usually pretty intimate relationship during the course of either buying, selling, or investing in real estate. And I've often found it hard, and some of our clients have told us the same thing. They find it hard when the intense part of the journey is over.
Where we're frequently connecting and then suddenly we're infrequently or not at all connecting.
Right.
That makes it hard.
And that's why we developed the Dekker Team Family Gatherings. So we can come together several times a year, whether to have a shared experience, build some memories, have some fun, and create some relationship.
Yeah, it really works because, sometimes we hear about a community and we say, how's the community? How's the neighborhood? Oh, it's great. We get together. We have street parties. We have backyard parties. We get together. We do different things. That's because they're creating a community and loving each other, right? And supporting one another. Same thing with coming out to our family event. We call it a family celebration or family.
Dekker Team Family Gathering, if you want the official title.
Right.
But it really doesn't matter what you call it. The point is, it's a place of belonging. It's a place of having a good time together and growing together as well as laughing together.
Yeah, and hearing each other's stories and journey and dreams and, aspirations and what they're struggling with and how we may be able to help them or somebody they know. And it's just a rich time of connection.
Yeah, and is it worth the time? I think it's worth the time to invest in other relationships because God mandated it.
Yeah, being in a relationship requires time, attention, actions, words, and it's just important. That's the only way that you can come to align, right? So love for yourself sets the standard for love of others. That's by somebody who's unknown.
Right. And
together, we're here providing options because when your options are clear, your wisdom will flow.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward